a dungeon. I'm gonna do 2 Asta what ifs. That's why I'm not doing like 6 parts today. So this will be my last part. And I did take a break because I'm super hot. Okay, I believe you didn't see the name. So yeah, we're gonna start it off at the dungeon after the fight. So they catch up to Mimosa, Four Eyes, and Yuno. And I never learned Four Eyes' name since. It was like, I don't remember. I only remember Four Eyes and Mushroom Head as somebody's nickname. But yeah. We're gonna start off when they're fighting Mineral Magic Dude. When they get there, Mineral Magic Dude is totally taking down them with his clones. Like totally demolishing them. And I'm Kiri. Kiri toe. You'd be sucking on his toes, yeah. You're looking like a... Oh my god, there's too many cuss words. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to cuss. I think people do cuss, but like it's minor incantations. But my sister's here and she's gonna be like super hearing and be like, what did you just say, Lola? So yeah. Kiri toe. You be sucking on his toes. He took your little sister and already got his own. Kiri toe. Sucking on his toes. Took your little sister and he already has his own. Yeah. Hit you with the 3-sword style. 3-sword style. Kiri toe. You looking like a... whatever. So yeah. Whenever they get there, Asta starts spamming lightning strikes on them while running through like a ninja with a sword behind his back. And the sword in his hand slicing through them and jumping over them. Eventually, they take down them, and this is whenever he like intensifies his emotions, and people see him put up his hand, and all they see is darkness start leaving from it and attached to the person's enemy's neck, and this caused him to go hysterical. People saw, and whenever this happens, he starts charging at them with the magic attacks, and because he's like out of control, Asta can dodge these easier now. Any ones that come close to hitting him, he just smacks them away. And then he grabs another blade and he starts spinning it, throws it at the dude, striking him in the chest, and runs over there, hits him with his katana out of his grimoire and stuff. Grimoire. But yeah. So when they go in, and he does still have the bird, but the bird is a little more cautious of him because the bird can... At first she thought it was just the demon abilities that gave him the markings, but she's starting to notice that he has like demon power emanate from him instead of the grimoire and stuff like that. And today's sponsor is... yeah, right, I don't have a sponsor yet, but I have like 70 subscribers, 30 more, and I was gonna get 100, and I will thank you guys with a video, hour-long video. So yeah. So, whenever it starts, or, yeah, and the bird tries to direct him to an area, but then he starts going over to the gold and says, can I melt this down into a sword? And they ask, why would you need another sword? And he's like, oh, true. And instead of giving him like 2, I'm not sure what to give him. Give me a second. And yeah, I couldn't find like a dual wielding user. But yeah, I'll make it a katana also. But it has like the wavy signs look kind of hollow, but they're not, of course. But yeah. So Yeah, and you know this dude right here, from Blue Exorcist, Beelzebub. I'm pretty sure the dude with the Earth ability, that's a demon. I'm pretty sure he was Beelzebub, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure Beelzebub didn't have Earth abilities because he was known as the Lord of the Sky, but I don't think he was. No, 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 no. You know what? I figured out who was Beelzebub. I think it was the chairman, like the leader of the school. I think he was Beelzebub. But yeah. He gets a second sword and he pretty much no, he doesn't get it yet, but the dude wakes up and activates his Phoenix cloak and a mineral golem armor, and he takes out the big sword and he starts slashing at them. But because he's already hysterical, if he would have pushed him a little further right now, it would send his magic out of whack. And the same thing with Noel would happen to him, but with mineral magic, doing a lot of damage. Wait, is my airplane on? Oh crap. So yeah, he doesn't want to do that. So he's shooting mineral swords everywhere, not even directed towards anybody directly. Like, it's directed towards Asta, but it's not just coming from in front of him, he's spamming it around his body. So Asta, I'm gonna say, is still protecting everybody, so he's still slashing the swords until he gets shot with 3 swords in his arms once he blocks. Because I'm gonna say he blocks one, and then he's seen like a bigger sword come at him, and he was expecting just to slice right through it. But whenever he does this, it turns into 3 of them right before he hit it, and hits him in his arms. He gets sent back, and he activates his full body curse, or his full body demon mode, or mark mode. And like, he has this thing under his eyes, but it's a little different. You know that little, his headband thing where that marking is? Let me see. That appears underneath his eye, pretty much. That is headband. And then he walks out there in that mode. And he has his wings out, of course. And then he picks up the extra katana sword and he swings it, shooting out red and dark crimson this time. Yeah, it's gonna be crimson color strike instead of like blood or like bright red. It's crimson. This hits the dude and it slices through all the other swords and hits him and cuts half his armor off. And then he starts spamming, and then he gets really angry, and this is where his magic goes out wild, creating like several dozens of those giant swords, swinging them at him, or throwing them at him like those little small swords that are disposable to him. And Asta is standing perfectly still. Everyone that comes close to him, all you see is a crimson glare up here, and it gets blown apart. And this is also, did protect them at the first sword attack. And this is where Asta increases the emotion of fear this time, because he's fearing how Asta's just blowing that up, making him break down pretty much. And he starts walking over there slowly, and he punches the dude with a punch to the back, destroying the ground around him easily. And then Asta's marks go away, and that's pretty much it for that battle. And they see that the place is going to collapse, but because I'm going to say they get more treasures this time, nothing really special, where they don't just lose everything, because Charmy was there. Yeah, that's my excuse. but she was eating in the background the whole time. So yeah. Yeah, and she picked up treasures thinking I might can trade this for delicious food. And she forgot that we have to return this to the Wizard King if it's useful for anybody else. But they go back and they get called up to the Wizard King except Charmy. And they go up and they go to the Wizard King, meets him, and shows them the magic. But whenever Asta hands him the sword, he thought it was going to be like a light sword. Not like, of course not light, but like how Yami's sword's heavy is. But it's way heavier than it looks, he thinks. Because it's just as heavy as the, the claymore that he had. And stuff. And he feels that it's sucking away his magic. And he asked him, didn't you have some kind of strange magic that give you some kind of ability? And he says, strange magic? Oh, do you mean the lightning, creating a lightning and striking down from the air? Or do you mean this, activating his marks? And he says both of those, and he explains how it works. And he says the lightning's kind of just me drawing up on the air. He says I don't really get it because it always happened to me no matter how young I was. And the marks was just something like me forcing my energy outside my body, he says. Or trying to force it through my veins and stuff. They go in and it's the little eating thing ceremonies, but whenever Noelle's about to get water, she smacks it away, cracking the glass on the ground, and says, I am not a weakling anymore, and stuff. After from Gomion, I'm gonna say does the speech earlier, and says about, I have nothing against weaklings, I have something against people that like to stay weak. And yeah. So yeah, you don't really see the mark anymore because they overdid it with the Black Bull symbol. But yeah, that was just something random thought. But yeah, he shows them the magic and they hear that the capital is attacked, and that's where I'm going to leave off here. Oh my god.